You are all engaged in furious combat with Khornate cultists of the Crimson Brotherhood, and an Aquila Lander that had dropped you off where you were has been struck out of the sky by missiles and is falling onto this battlefield. The question is, can you dive to safety in time? I need all of you to roll me dexterity saving throws. I will make note, Morgan, you are in cover, and you are in 3/4 cover, having ducked behind a doorway, which means you will add +5 to your result.
I'll take that. Thank you.
I should have come and stood next to you.
Does my shield help?
Your shield, no.
That's an 8.
I might. Did I use this? I don't think I did.
You have your
It's
heroic
still there, yeah.
inspiration to be able to use.
Okay. I'm re-rolling.
Great.
What did you have originally?
A 4.
Oh, good call.
Good call. Very good call.
That's better. 9.
Okay.
Morgan got a 23.
That sounds about right.
For Christ's sakes. I got a 10.
10. Okay. There will be some damage. There will be 9 points of damage for the 3 of you that did not roll 23. Morgan, you will take 5 from this explosion as it lands. But the other question is, that is a fail. That is a pass. So he is dead. The cultist battling with Rex dies. The cultist battling with Solomon is alive. The cultist battling Damien dies, failing his check. The blood priest, he passes, which means he still takes more damage. That guy goes down to cultist priest is barely standing. We have the 3 flight crew that are hostages. Okay. I rolled for the dead guy. We won't count that last.
I heard 4 rolls and wondered.
Yep. 2 of them are crushed to death.
Oh, fuck.
And then we have an important question about a certain cyber mastiff who is in this combat. Can you roll me a dexterity saving throw for your dear Rex 2?
You can do it, buddy.
Rex will have advantage because he is tiny and moves well. I've said that before. You look terrified, to be clear. This is not a favoritism roll. I'm thinking about the size and flexibility of this robot.
We like that better.
Okay. 19.
19. How much HP does your dear Rex 2 have left?
7.
Fabulous. He takes 5 points of damage because he passes his save. So Rex 2, heartily damaged, sparking as he appears out of the combat. But he has survived the fall of this Aquila Lander, while the cultist fighting him did not. Rex just leaps out of the way, immediately crushed as this Lander explodes. You all find yourselves amidst the dust. The vision is obscured. You can see only close to where you are. But I will say, as I look at the top of the list, Judge Buchanan Rex, you find yourself facing off with a bleeding blood priest, slashed, cut throughout his entire body now by shrapnel, by the explosion. He's been burned. His jaw is missing. Arterial blood is spraying, but he is still staring at you with his packed blade, just staring at you hatefully, clearly wanting to take you with him before he dies. He is 10 feet from you. What do you do?
Well, I'm going to finish him off, but am I able to ask him something before I
You can do
him?
whatever you want to do, but I will make note that it will be your action to have a conversation with him, or it's your action to fire.
These are new rules, right? Yeah.
Okay, well, can I look back and see if we still have one surviving crew
Roll me
member?
perception. At disadvantage because of the smoke. Please.
Okay, perception, that is 24.
You can see one of the hostages pulling himself just into the plane, into the one that is collapsed that came down the first time that they had been using for shelter. So clearly one of the hostage flyers has made it out alive.
Great. As I'm coming towards him, is he on the ground?
Are you moving towards the hostage?
No.
You're moving towards the blood priest.
Yeah, I just gave a look over my shoulder.
Great. He is staggering to his feet, looking at you, his weapon in his hand.
While I come towards him with my electric maul, my shock maul, just shocking away. Can I, during my movement, say aloud, "Take the hostage to safety now"? And I'm going to bring my shock maul and I'm going to actually run it up, kind of like an uppercut, to where this guy's jaw used to be, because I'm going to shock his brains out of his ears.
Incredible. Roll your attack.
Okay, that's a 16.
That will hit the shirtless man with no jaw, so roll your damage.
1d8. That's a 3 plus, that's a 7.
You are shocking him. He has your maul inside the cavern of his mouth, shocking him. He's just refusing to fall. His whole body is smoking. He has disadvantage to attacks again, but somehow he is still on his feet, refusing to give up. You imagine he might be trying to yell, but he doesn't have a jaw, and your maul is currently in his throat.
Sucks to be you, I say inside of my head.
All right, that was the judge's turn. Up next, Morgan. You're inside the building at the end of this. You've heard the cry to bring the hostages to safety.
Perfect. Morgan is going to use cunning action to dash and her movement to get up to that hostage that's 60 feet.
Great. You get your 30. Can you roll me a perception at disadvantage because you did not have a clear line of sight because you were back in the building
looking,
to
absolutely.
see where the fallen surviving flyer hostage
Oh
is.
my god, these nat ones killing me. Oh, there you go. Double nat one.
That one you got to keep.
I got to keep it. So I did a nat one to try and figure out where this hostage is in the darkness, in the smoke.
You spent all
fray.
your luck points
I don't think I can do that now.
after knowing a die result.
No, I don't think I can do
I'm
it
not
after.
sure how that works.
Let me see.
You tell me.
I can give myself advantage on a d20 test roll. So I think because I already rolled it at disadvantage, I don't think I can do that afterwards.
No. So if that happens, you hurry out into the smoke, determined to try to find this hostage and bring them to safety. And scanning around, you see a cultist ducking into the lighter. Would you take a shot at a cultist moving into the fallen plane where you assume the hostage must be?
I think that Morgan would want to get up close to attack this hostage because of the smoke and because it's so hard to see. I don't think she wants to take a shot that far away, but she would get up and stab.
So you're going to attack the cultist up close.
Yeah.
Amazing. So you charge forward through the smoke. What weapon are you going to use?
She's going to pull out one of her daggers.
Fantastic. So roll me that attack.
Okay. 8 plus 6, so that's 14.
That will hit. Roll your damage.
Great. It is 1d4 plus 4, so that's 8 damage, max damage.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
You draw back your dagger from this figure covered in smoke and ash, barely able to see. And when you roll them over, you see that they are wearing a flight uniform of the Imperium.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, it's like the time slows moment of her feeling like I have this in hand and getting right up in there and then turning them over and seeing their face. And she's just looking at this person's face as she has done this kill shot on them.
Yep, it's a woman, blonde hair pulled back. She's got freckles. She looks hardy, clearly tanned, but in a way that you guess would make her prematurely older than she otherwise was, maybe due to void exposure. You're smart enough to know that those things can cause radiation and other things. Could be 50, could be 35.
Mm-hmm.
You're not sure. Definitely injured, now dead.
Emperor, damn it all.
Brother Solomon, you are currently still engaged from just a few feet away from a frenzied cultist who is staring you down, the one that charged you earlier and attacked you. What do you do?
This is the blood priest that's still alive, or is this a different
No,
one?
this is the cultist who charged at you from the side. So the blood priest is still alive with a shock maul shoved all the way into his face. But you had been charged from the side by another cultist
That's
who is
right, too. I
directly
forgot about
engaged
that.
with you.
I think Brother Solomon is going to, if the judge is still, we're still standing right beside one another.
You're still within 5 feet of each other.
So
yeah.
I think he's going to go back to back with the judge and let him know, I've got your 6, judge. And then he's going to just like the one-handed greatsword straight through the neck of this charging cultist.
Incredible. Roll me the attack.
If he can. A natural 20.
Oh, shit.
Ayo.
Tell me how he dies and tell me how you finished the Blood Priest in concert with your newfound battle companion, Judge Rex.
So I think he stabs forward through the charging cultist, and the cultist just like wraps around the blade of the greatsword and just coats it in viscera and all of these things. And then as he pulls it out on the backswing to like clean off all the viscera, the backswing hits the top of the blood, the blood cultist's head, and just splits it clean in half.
His brains do come out his ears, Judge, just so you know.
Electricity like ripples down the blade of the greatsword, and he goes, "Oh!" Shakes it off a little bit. Sorry, that got a little close.
And you all find yourselves with the dust settling around you of the Aquila Lander, free and clear of all enemies. They have all died. Morgan is standing just inside the crashed original plane that had come down, and the rest of you are amongst the wreckage. What do you do? What do you say?
Morgan is instantly going to try and go into the wreckage and see if there's any evidence, computers, anything. She's like, I have to find something. I have to find something for us to work with here.
Okay, Morgan is going to search deeper inside the crashed lander. Judge, what are you up to?
I'm going to make my way back to what I think is the hostage, still alive. Haven't been informed about that.
Yep, you go over to the hostage and see that they have been killed.
Great.
Clearly by a close combat weapon. But there's the possibility that if any of you have the ability to heal or do a medicine check, you may be able to help this person. It's far beyond Morgan's expertise, but other people might be able to do this.
I will do a medicine check, I guess, because I have some wisdom in that
Fantastic.
field.
Roll me a medicine check. Would you yell out to any of your compatriots as this happened?
Yes, I'd be like, if one of you could be a nurse and the other could be on dog duty, find Rex for me and help. I'm going to... What am I looking at with this person?
So you are looking at the same blonde-haired, very tanned woman who's laid back. She has a knife wound through her chest, or I guess through her back into her torso. As you flip her over to check the injury, you can see that that's what's going on. She's still, like, a little bit of blood is coming up, but she's not breathing. You're not getting a pulse.
Okay. So do I have to roll for this? Or what
For the medicine check? Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
That's how the game works.
Okay.
I guess. I use magic. Oh, good. Okay, that is 21.
21. I will say you managed to stabilize this injury, but she is not conscious. You're starting to get a thready pulse, but you could lose it. You've reached the maximum of your ability, but you have yelled for your compatriots. Morgan, you know you're not a doctor. You can't help with this. Brother Solomon and Damien, who is going to go help with this and who is on dog duty?
Brother Solomon doesn't want to be on dog duty. But I don't think either of us would especially be like, okay, dog duty.
Okay, both of you roll me a new initiative. I need to see who goes to where they go first.
16.
Ooh, you beat me.
All right. So, Damien, you get to act first.
Damien doesn't want to go on dog duty either. He's going to go.
Who's going to go help with the person?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
How are you going to assist with the situation?
He'll come up, and he knows this Arbites hates like heretics, as he should, you know? As he should. He should hate the psycho.
Horrible people.
Yeah. But there can be flexibility, it seems. I think that's probably something that Valentine has imparted to him on some visits and through giving him like privileges of like reading some philosophy books and things like that during his time in prison. That context can be important. And so there is a greater good to be served here by leveraging the warp to aid this person, to aid my allies. And, you know, this was at one point thought of as being miracle work. So maybe it can be again. Damien is going to, seeing Buchanan kind of stabilizing this flight crew person will just say, "Stand clear."
Very well.
Good, and avert your eyes.
What?
Just do it.
He just tilts his head to the right.
And Damien will place his hands on this gaping, just sucking knife wound in this person's chest, and hand
on the chest, hand on the back, so you can get both sides of the
and
wound.
we'll cast Flesh Knit.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right. How much healing does it do?
It'll be at level 1. It does 2d8 plus my spell casting ability modifier.
Fantastic. Let's find out how much that is. I.e., please roll. Made it sound like I was asking a question twice.
Sorry, lady, not a whole lot. 3 plus my modifier of 4 for 7.
Sorry, lady.
Yeah.
7 is more than enough to bring this person absolutely back to life, but you are going to need to roll a d20 so we can find out if you suffer the perils of the warp.
14.
You are doing just
We're
fine.
in the clear.
Rolling better than me.
Yeah.
The judge hears a gasp of breath. Yes, come back in. So I cock my head back to the left. I don't know what happened, but I know it's probably not good, but there's no time for that.
Yep. Damien's already up and like walking away. He's like there.
So I crouch down to this young woman. I brace her. I put my arm around her back and like lift her up into a sitting position.
Who are you?
I'm Judge Rex. Please. Shallow breaths. You've recently recovered from a fatal injury.
What?
It's shallow breaths now.
Okay.
Love. I must ask you. There was another person in this vehicle.
Yeah, the rest of the flight crew, are they okay?
You are the only survivor.
Oh, fuck.
Keep your eyes on me. What's your name?
Larsa Quinn. My name is Larsa Quinn.
Your name is Larsa Quinn.
Larsa Quinn. It's two words. I'm sorry, sir.
Larsa Quinn.
It's hard to talk while breathing
Larsa
shallowly.
Quinn. Did you happen to see an individual inside of your ship? A prisoner by the name of Talos Evo.
Just gotta roll for something. Yeah, I did. They ordered me not to talk about it, but you seem like you're a judge and whatever. Apparently I died. What the hell is happening?
Where, and this is very important, where did Talos Evo go?
And we pan the camera outside the plane to Brother Solomon, who is on dog duty.
Reluctantly on dog duty.
I've never seen him reluctant to do anything.
He's excited that he's caught up in the thing, and then he realizes he's been put on dog duty, and he just slumps a little, and then he starts looking through the wreckage. Rex 2. And he goes over and starts digging in the vibrating pit of rocks that he sees.
You find a sparking, heavily damaged cyber mastiff, Rex 2, underneath as he's freed and hobbles out.
So I pick up. Is it completely mechanical dog?
Yes.
So I can't heal it.
Well, the internal system, it has some like flesh components inside, but
Do you know what? I believe because your powers are ultimately miraculous, if you wanted to heal this cyber mastiff, you could.
Okay.
Because these are miracles of faith performed by one of the Emperor's chosen.
I'll bring the Rex back to the judge first, because I know everybody's hurt. Right? And I don't know. I know Damien can do some healing, and I have some limited healing as well.
So you are carrying Rex back to the
I'll
rest of the
cradle
group.
Rex back to the judge and say, Judge, I've located Rex, but he's not doing so well. We need to ration out our medicine and our healing.
And that's when you realize the judge is not even listening to you. He's so focused on the one member of the flight crew, and he's asked where Talos Evo went. And the camera pans to the front of the plane. Morgan, what are you looking for?
We're just looking for any of the information that she can get out of this machine, anything she can find about where anyone would have gone next, if there's any trekking, if this guy was a Heretek, who was a prisoner who's being transferred? Or is there any locator on his person? Like anything I can get that might be of use in this probably half-busted plane.
That is a great question. Roll me a perception.
Mm-hmm. It's a 16.
16. You're hunting around. You can't get any of the systems active enough for you to engage with them. I think there's a bit of a question on whether or not that's due to it not entirely working or you still being a little shaken by the fact that you killed a loyal Imperial servant you were here to save.
Yeah.
But you realize that there is enough power in the system and there is a data spike port. So if you were to put in the same spike that you used in the Arbites Fortress Precinct, you might be able to have your friend Closet pull data from inside this lander.
Perfect, because Morgan is tapping away at stuff. She's opening and closing compartments. She's a little bit frantic, and then as her rational brain catches back up, she thinks, oh, yes. And pulls out the data spike and puts that in this system.
Fabulous. There is a brief moment where it glows red, as you've seen before, and then it glows green.
And then she's going to pull it back up and try to comms back up to the ship. Closet, are you available?
Yes, I'm here.
I'm sending you information from the crashed ship.
Oh, yeah, I got it.
Do we have any information on what we need to do next? The prisoner is still at large.
Let me pull through this. I'll have you an answer in a couple minutes.
Perfect, thank you. Over and out.
He accepts that. Over and out. The ultimate way to end a conversation.
Yeah.
Be like, I don't need you anymore.
Yeah.
You got another thank you, too.
Oh, very rare.
Perfect thank you.
And you turn back to the rest of the crew, making your way through this wreckage of a cockpit until you arrive in the central hold, where you hear the judge ask this flight crew member the question, the same face that you saw dead a minute and a half earlier, recovered, coughing, speaking with the judge as the judge asks where Talos Evo went.
As Morgan walks out, it's been turning over in her head back and forth of, do I lie about finding her dead? Or do I tell them that I accidentally murdered this person? And it's like the two choices of what is the right thing to do go through her head. And then the moment she sees this lady alive again, legitimately her face lights up and she's goes over to where the judge is talking to her. It's a miracle. She was dead.
Well, she's alive now. Tell me, where did Talos Evo go?
He escaped. He escaped and he ran. He ran off, and then I think maybe cultists got him. I don't know. I heard it's some battle or something. And then, like, not that long after, arbitrators landed. Like, more of you guys, Arbites, the judges.
What direction did Talos Evo go to?
That way. She points towards the hive. I mean, that's the way that he went, and that's the way they went. So that's got to be the path, I guess.
All right.
Please don't leave me here.
We're not going to leave you here, but we can't keep you with us. So,
the last ones just left me here, and then we got sacrificed. Now everybody's dead.
We're going into the hive.
Well, I don't want to do that.
Do you, I don't know. Does anybody here, can anybody patch up this, what was her name again?
Larsa Quinn.
Can anybody help patch up Larsa Quinn even more? Anybody have any stims or any other medicine?
I can help. What's in Larsa? I can help Larsa, of course, but Judge and Damien, you seem wounded as well. I want to help the most people as possible. Where would you like me to start? Rex, too, is also in a bad way. So, mechanically speaking, I have 15 points of healing that I can distribute to anyone. And so I'm down 9. I assume you guys are both down 9.
You would also be down 9 over here as well.
I mean, let's not get too medicated.
Yes, no, too, but yes. So like,
just fucking math.
Yes,
No, we're doing
mathing
here.
out all this healing. I don't know how much you want me to do, but
I can take some. I'm pretty decent right now, except for a few wounds. I think it's imperative, though, that we all get healed up as best we can.
I mean, I'm pretty good. Honestly, I think I can stand.
You can.
I can stand. I can walk. Whatever you need. When you're looking at Larsa, you're realizing she's a lot more fragile than your team is. The amount of healing that she received really did reinvigorate her in a large way, whereas for the rest of you, it might have been more fractional. She's pulling herself to her feet as she says this, gets up, looks at all of you, and just nods. She's got a haunted look on her face, but she's more determined now.
Can you run?
If I need to.
Yeah, how far behind enemy lines are we at this point?
I mean, you're a significant way.
Yeah.
It's going to be a while. Like, you guys flew here at great speed over, you're looking at like maybe 20 minutes on a plane.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, good luck.
Yeah,
lady.
yeah, exactly. Is it from flying over? Are there just cultists interspersed all over the place? Is
Correct.
there-
They are
yeah.
randomly traveling
Great.
through this area.
Yeah.
Most of them are focused
Yeah.
on the roads and heading towards the front lines. It's not like they're searching this area, but you are in the gap between the combat zone where it is an absolute nightmare and all the cultists are going from the hive towards it, or the hive, which is the home of the cult.
Yeah, great. I love that the judge is so chipper of feeling like we rescued this lady. You don't have to go into this building. And Morgan is sitting there like, getting murdered by cultists is really bad. What chance does this lady have otherwise? If only we could call someone in to come help her, but we're not the real Arbites.
You said there were arbitrators around.
Yeah, there's a squad came in. They asked us for information. They wanted to know what you did, and then they immediately left us.
How long ago was this?
Maybe an hour?
Well, you're coming with us to the hive, then.
Okay.
If you could, you Crusader, please, grant us some of your healing. We're going to need it for the trek ahead.
And he'll just start doling it out to whoever is. Please, line up an order of who is hurt the worst.
Who puts himself at the front of the line?
Damien will, out of line of sight from this person, administer his own healing. He'll do flesh knit on himself.
Wonderful. Roll me a d20.
16.
That's fine.
6 plus 4. He's good. He's topped up.
Great. Damien is uninjured when you find yourself looking at him, Brother Solomon.
He cocks an eye at Damien. He's like, all right.
Yeah, Damien just shrugs.
Yeah.
If you can heal the internal tissues of Rex 2.
He puts two hands on Rex, and Rex glows
His
ever
name
so
is Rex
slightly.
2.
Rex 2. He
Sound
puts,
like you
I'm
said,
Rex.
Can you,
You're
heal,
Rex.
can you heal Rex 2 is actually Rex's name.
That's-
Rex
It's
2
not,
too.
It's not also Rex.
he puts one hand on each of the Rexes.
Yes.
Everyone named Rex in the group gets a hand put on them, and they get healing juice imbued in them. So I can do 5, 5, and 5.
Great. You feel the healing light of the Emperor. This does not feel like Warpcraft, to be clear on the delineation here. This feels like the times where you have walked into sanctified spaces, where you have bathed in holy waters. When you see this, the feeling that you have is the same as the warm feeling that you had during your time in the Black Library immediately after the miracle. There's something different here than when you felt the kind shield created by Damien. Damien's magic feels gross when it happens. This does not. This feels warm and welcoming and right.
Morgan is just watching all of this happen and having a lot of feelings about it. I think because it's like these insane miracles are happening and everyone's being very casual about it in a way. And then also there's a weird sense of feeling like this is the team that Valentine put together for her. And the fact that this ship came down and that lady got killed, and it instantly felt like, okay, everything could be totally fucked sideways right now at this turn. And for all of them to get up out of that wreckage, brush themselves off, help each other, and make these insane things happen. For her, it's just like, it's hard for her brain to comprehend it on some level, because she's dealt with a lot of scrappy down in the dirt fighting situations, but she's never had this many pious people who also seem to be able to do wondrous things. Even though Damien's magic feels weird, it's like someone helped this lady and didn't have to do something horrible to her in order to make it happen. And Morgan is a little awestruck standing there looking at everyone for a moment, taking it in.
Yeah, you take in your team doing their jobs. They went from shitty arguments and turning on each other and weird backbiting insults to this.
How?
Some people are meant for the battlefield and not really meant for the rest of life, and you're realizing there's a chance that might be these three.
Yeah. Yeah, the fact that we managed to do all of this, and even as the entire ship got exploded, just leading it all together, and even the judge making the decision about what Morgan was pouring over in her head of like, we can't just let this lady walk away. Morgan was thinking, do I have to kill this lady again so she's not sacrificed by cultists? And the judge is being like, you're coming with us. Okay. All right. The team is somehow working.
Yep.
Thank you, Papa Valentine.
And you see Larsa Quinn, while this healing is happening, opening up a compartment and drawing out an auto pistol of her own that she grabs 2 clips for, checks the slide. She's clearly ready to go with you on this journey, even though, to be clear, she is wearing a flight suit and spends most of her time in space.
Yes.
She's not going to be great at anything. She's going to need protecting, but she is brave and ready to step forwards on this quest with the rest of you.
I thought she was going to pull out the pistol and shoot Tyler. Heretic!
And that's when you hear your microbead in your ear chatter as Closet reconnects. All right, so I scanned what was sent, and I scanned what I'm picking up as chatter in the area. Here's what I think I found. It seems like there's no tracker on the subject that we're aware of. He seems to have ditched it, but the arbitrators are moving towards the hive. You could go the same way as them, maybe even join them, but it's going to be kind of obvious, and there is a major checkpoint up ahead. Or you could disguise yourself using the clothes on the bodies near you and try to move faster than them to get to the next stage of the target. From what I can pick up from their chatter, they're heading towards something known as the Flensing House. They believe Talus Ivo was taken there, perhaps for interrogation. Flensing may be linked with the Flayed Man. I am not sure.
Morgan will get everyone together.
Over and out.
She couldn't get a thanks in. We're just done with that conversation. She took it in.
Yep, the group is there. They've been fully healed. Well, not fully healed, but they've been healed as much as healing is able. They are collected inside this crashed plane and are ready to go when you are.
Right. And Morgan will come and gather everyone's attention. We're going to have to move on closer to get into the hive. We can rest but a moment, she says, and then is going to sign to the rest of the group so this lady can't hear what is going on. And she will sign, I have information. The arbitrators are up ahead and we have their location. From the chatter that Closet was able to overhear, our 2 options are to meet up with the arbitrators, join forces with them, and push further into the hive. But we will be a giant target. Or we can disguise ourselves as cultists and attempt to move faster and get ahead and cut them off to grab the Heretek. Any thoughts on which is preferable?
Dungeon Master.
Yes.
I get the sense that I wasn't instilling really any fear in the cultists. They like them seeing a judge. Usually that would strike fear in most citizens.
Correct.
And give me advantage, I would assume, in some capacity.
Correct. You'd be better at intimidating them. They'd be fearful. They might hesitate to strike. You would not.
Yes. These followers, acolytes of Khorn,
Yes.
they have no fear towards me?
Correct. One of the challenges you are aware of but have not actually experienced yourself. You know about Khornate cults. You know about the vague worship of Khorn because any arbitrator or judge, especially of your rank of judge, you have to be aware of these things to be able to spot signs. It's a real world example was one of the high schools in Toronto, like in the general Toronto area, invited someone in, like, and let a very talented student do a mural. And then they brought in a police officer who was an expert at the gang unit and was like, that mural actually says this school is owned by a gang. You need to take that down. It has gang sign here, 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 and here. And the school didn't know. They don't want that with judges and chaos. So you're aware of the sigils. Khorn is absolutely a violent, bloodthirsty faction. One of the reasons why they don't tend to flourish in hive situations, especially not on more functional worlds, is they require a culture of kind of militant, military, violent aggression. And they are so aggressive so fast that they get picked up, they get picked off at smaller ranges. When they reach this scale, though, you are dealing with fanatical, bloodthirsty warriors who are just as happy to die as they are to kill.
Okay. We have quite a while, like 20 minutes to travel on foot to get to this location.
Significantly more than that. You're probably looking at a couple hours.
Okay. Yeah, that's the best. We will have to disguise ourselves. This likely goes against various laws.
Right now, you'd be looking at the robes of this area. They'd be bloodstained. They would be gross. It doesn't necessarily mean you're not like carving things into yourselves.
No, I
But
understand.
you are taking clothes from heretics and wearing them, which, yes, disguising yourself as a heretic is not legal.
Yes. Yeah. Well, let's hope there's some wiggle room with the Lex Imperialis on this one. Put on the robes, everybody.
Morgan will sign again to the judge and say, there's a good plan, and you will have to convince Larsa to do it with us as well. In her eyes, you are the one who is leading this group.
Right. Okay. I take that in and I just give like what's ultimately just a thumbs up. I take Larsa by the shoulder and just
Oh, hey.
come with me.
Okay.
I go just a little bit away so I can give us some space between our crew and herself.
You're not going to kill me, are you?
You're not going to die by my hand.
Oh, okay.
You will be disguising yourself as an acolyte of Khorn. And then I take one of the bloody robes that I see on the ground
Okay.
and I adorn it over her.
Oh, it's sticky.
Cover yourself as much as possible.
Oh, God, they killed my friend. Okay. Can you roll me a persuasion? I'll give you advantage because you did save her and there really aren't other options.
Okay, that is 19.
A 17 for her means 19 wins. She's like, okay, we'll do the sticky hiding. Is there anything else horrible I don't need to cut my face, do I, or any of that shit?
No.
Okay.
However,
However,
no. However, I just want you to be braced for what could possibly happen, which is, in fact, if you become a hindrance to us, we will have to cut you off and let you go.
okay.
So what I'm saying,
Yeah, what are you saying?
hide behind my shield as much as possible, and we will try to get you to a safe location. Do not slow us down.
Okay, I will not slow you down at all. I'm glued to you. Just okay.
Thank you, Larissa Quinn.
It's Larsa. Oh, fuck it. Okay, that's fine. Sure. And she follows you back to the group very sheepishly in this. Can you roll me a perception, Morgan?
17.
Larsa is clearly terrified, but wearing the robes.
Great. That's what matters. She's doing it. I'm going to keep an eye on her. I'm going to keep an eye on her the best I can.
So the rest of you pull on these cultist robes. You're able to pick between the bodies that are remaining to get yourselves fully suited up and gore-ified. Can you describe what you look like with your chosen robe on so we can all picture this? Also, Brother Solomon, disguising yourself as somebody, is that a lie?
The brother Solomon was having that conversation with himself. while
I
this
would
is
love to
going
hear
on.
that conversation.
Yeah.
He
his
didn't
thought
want to pick
process.
up. He didn't want to pick a fight. Like he knows that this isn't the time, but at the same time, he knows that this. His oath is to never tell a lie. So I think if we're speaking tactically, and I think he would sort of say this as he's putting on the robes, and again in his sort of like ever cheery disposition, it's donning the guise of the heretic, Judge. This is a most devious tactic. Are you comfortable with this?
No.
Then is there no other way?
No.
We have weren't there two options?
No.
Your penchant for succinct debate on these things is one of your great strengths, Judge. And he's putting it on, and I think in his mind he has to, like, part of his devotion, I think, is convincing himself that he's doing the right thing.
Can you roll me a religion?
I'm pretty religious, some might say.
I'll give you advantage on religion. 'cause
Well,
you
that's
are-
a natural one.
Well,
So
that's-
thank you so much.
Now I kind of wish I let it ride.
That is a 23.
Oh, wow.
23. Okay. Because you are good at self-deception, you are thinking back to any time where anyone wore a costume, and you realize that there was the Emperor's Festival, where you were named champion, but in preparation for that festival and at that festival, there are performances of the Emperor's life and the Emperor's miracles. And any member of your village, of Jericho, that participated in these would dress up, meaning some people dressed up as the Emperor. Some people dressed up as saints. And is this really any different from that? You're just wearing a costume. It's not a lie, it's a costume. If you were asked if you were a cultist, you would absolutely need to speak the truth. But right now, you are just wearing a costume on an adventure with your friends.
Yeah. So I think after that terse conversation with the judge, you see him parse that information, and then he's putting on the robes and goes, "Why, this reminds me of the Emperor's Festival. We will move in the guise of the heretic to be able to better understand them, to snuff out their rot from within and use their tactics. Isn't that right, Judge?"
Could you not refer to me as Judge while I'm wearing these robes and speaking so loudly? It will give
I'm
away our
sorry.
position.
I'm just excited now. These are new, interesting times. What would you prefer I refer to you as? What is your new cultist name? Now he's getting too into it.
Just don't even refer to me as anything. Just keep your eyes forward and dim the light.
It is but a candle in the wind. At this moment,
Princess die.
you've snuffed it out. He's just trying to have... It's so dim.
He's got a dimmer switch and it's so low the light's
It's
barely
just
on.
hovering.
And every time he asks a question, he gets told to go dimmer.
Okay. No, you're right. You're right. I'm being shitty.
He's dressed up as a shitty
Yeah.
cultist. Morgan, you are watching this team whiplash from saving a woman and solving a mission you thought was lost to fighting each other over costumes to the point that they're all sad and defeated. What do you say to inspire this team to move? Because you know the only thing that helps them is forward movement.
Oh my goodness. It's she is. She's taking in the total whiplash of they were so good and the instant breaking apart of making one decision and then hating it and having to discuss how much they hate it. And deciding to just talk out loud in front of this lady. She's going to turn back and say, "I have been a captain of a ship for many years, and I must say that you all performed very well on the battlefield. We have saved Larsa, and though we have to lower ourselves to hide in plain sight, we will move forward, we will save her, we will do what we came here to do, because you have all done so admirably already. Don't forget that."
The judge just gives Morgan a look. You can't tell what it is, I would expect, except it's just, you just see just the natural grimace that's always on his face. But his eyes are saying, okay.
Can you roll me a
see his
perception?
I can't see his eyes. But yes. Nat 20.
Oh, shit.
Nat 20. You see a twitch that you now know will mean the judge is agreeing, even when you can only see his mouth. You've begun cracking the code that is Judge Rex's expressions when only his scarred lips are visible beneath his helm.
That's what she wants. It's like that gives her a little bit of like, okay, we can figure this out. We can do this. And as hopefully they all start to move forward, she will stay back so that she can have a momentary silent discussion with Damien.
And you stay back as the group begins to move. I will ask, Rex 2, do you throw a cultist robe over him or do you just let him run around like a robot dog?
Oh, fucking Rex too.
You throw a grenade into the stratosphere and he jumps and
Can he like, because he's a robot dog, can he like compartmentalize into like a briefcase with a handle? I can just pick him up and just like...
No, absolutely not.
You should have instructed him to do that before asking if he could, because
Yeah.
that's the best way that you do this.
As
Yeah.
for forgiveness.
If you wanted to carry him, he is heavy, so it would require occasional athletics checks, but you could move around with him. He's not light, but you're a very big, strong guy, so the idea of having a backpack that weighs like 150 pounds is not the worst for some of this journey.
Yeah, I just feel like if he were... I would assume he would have some stealth abilities, but
he's quiet, yeah.
but he is injured as well.
Mm-hmm.
And if he were to get spotted, it would really call upon the heat, bring heat upon our heads, whatever the saying is. I don't know. If I treat him more like he's just an inanimate object, perhaps even like a trophy or something like that, maybe that's something that would be more passable. I'm just...
Okay, so you could put Rex, do you know what I'll say? You managed to put together a sled that looks like he's dead on it. So you have him lay down on a piece of scrap from the flyer and you hook up some chains around it from the back so you can drag him behind you, which makes it much easier for you to carry. You can do that on kind of an ongoing basis.
Oh, okay, great.
So
Good
Rex
boy.
2 is being carried on the sled forwards.
Plated.
Brother Solomon in his new costume is enjoying this show for the Emperor. And what are you saying to Damien, Morgan?
Morgan's going to sidle back and sign over to Damien. I noticed what you did on the ship. You saved us all from being shot down dead.
Damon will just sign back. I don't know what you're talking about. We're falling behind. We'll start marching forward.
She will grab him again and pull him to march side by side, and she will then say, "Fine, he didn't take that bait. That's fine." She will sign that because we are incognito, you can continue to use your powers at will. The only thing is, try not to let the flight officer see it.
And Damien, I'm so sorry, out of character. Damien was like sign back, like, I know, I'm not stupid.
She'll let it go. All right, let him walk off that way, because it's like, for her, she's like, last time you wanted specific instructions. This time you don't. I just let it ride. just let him be who he is.
And that leads to an important question that you realize you have to ask yourself, Damien, because everyone else has to put on cultist robes to look burnt and bloody and tortured and haunted. You don't have to put those robes on to look like a cultist. If you walk forwards with this group, you look like a cultist. But do you choose to wear the robes?
No.
And all of you move forwards, blending in with cultists, hopefully, should they see you or spot you or come near you. And only Damien Proxima is still dressed as himself.
This episode of Agents of the Inquisition features the voices of players Del Borovic, Guy Bradford, Josh Halbert, and Tyler Hewitt, alongside our Dungeon Master Ryan LaPlante. This episode was edited and mixed by Laura Hamstra, and Agents of the Inquisition's artwork was created by Del Borovic at delborovic.com. That's DELBOROVIC.com. Our theme song is The Hordes by Megan McDuffie, and our ad breaks use the tracks No Control and Chiefs by Jazzar, JAHZZAR. All of their music is available at freemusicarchive.org. For all things Dum-Dums and Dice, including merchandise and how to join our Patreon, you can visit dumdumdice.com or find us on social media at dumdumdice. That's DUMBDUMBDICE. Though the team is working under special condition, this podcast isn't. So tell your friends about Agents of the Inquisition and join us next episode. Rabute Gilliman himself commands it.
Dum-Dums and Dice has to give a special thank you to the supreme beings of our Patreon at this time: George Dolby, Gavin and Abby McDonald, Fire Unfriendly, Grandma Likes D&D, Alan, Stabby Stranger, Alarain Okapi, Madre de Gatos, Nithrian, Garbo Ape, Sam Schaefer, Waffle Marine, Dia De Los Hoodless, Squishy Werewolf, Remy Funky Head, Accent Therapeutic Services in Florence, Kentucky, Lael, Jordan Oliver, Richard Wright, Brittany Fenwick, Megan Werner, A Man Out of Time, Curtis at FingerTechRobotics.com, Panda24NN, Shendra D, Your Homeboy Bones, Ellis Hatch, Odigenous, Kai Koa, Squire Solaire, Sandy Sassy Pants, Amira Lockhart, James Molina, Nick Hemsing, Alex LaFountain, Mickey Blake, Seth Cambron, Corpse Knight Silver, Adamir 101, The Dankler, Anticore 7, Lady Destiny Stormbringer, Randall Eberly, the Yes Bud of improvisational comedy, Lord Taser, Funky Stevie, J. Robert the Mad Fox, and Jill and Noel LaPlante. If you want your name to be added to this list, you can join our Patreon too at patreon.com/dumdumdice. Thanks to them, and a little bit of thanks to you.